Hello everyone, I'm here starting right next to one of my brethrens, the Jibaro from Puerto Rico, in one of the best Puerto Rican neighborhoods in all of New York City, in Lower East Side, Loisaida. Some people now of course know as East Village or Alphabet City. And we're going to walk to East River Park, which is a park that's about to be destroyed. And I hope it doesn't. So let me show it to you as we walk around New York City. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist, and let me know where you're watching from, and let's walk around. All right, let's go. Right. Jerónimo, tenga un buen día. Gracias. Te veo.
Bien, cuídate mucho por ahí, suave.
Claro, claro.
Y consigue buenas imágenes. Vete por ahí por la calle, por la avenida, ve para allá, ve tú veas cosas bonitas.
Eso que voy a hacer, eso que voy a hacer. Déjame enseñar esto. So this is a mural right over here, right by Roberto Clemente Family Guidance Center, and they have all the Puerto Rican heroes, like Luisa Burgos, and we have Avisos Campos. And we have a few others, if you recognize their faces. And of course we have the Statue of Liberty with the Puerto Rican bandana. That's amazing. And we have El Morro right down there. And we have some Taínos. ¿Cuál es? Este, con el verde.
Sí. Mira, ese es María de Oro.
Ah, este en el medio, ok.
Ese es un héroe en la República Dominicana, es un dios.
Oh, ¿de verdad? ¿Y qué hizo en la República Dominicana?
Fundó todas las escuelas vocacionales que hay en Santo Domingo.
Oh.
Él fue maestro.
Interesante. Ah, ¿y tú te conoces uno de los cuatro aquí?
Sí, aquel que taparon con un grafiti es Juan Maribraz, uno de los mejores abogados de Puerto Rico.
Juan Maribraz, ok.
Sí,
¿Qué fue lo que lo cubrieron?
Este es Alviso Campos.
Ese...
El más pequeño. Está Julia de Burgos, está este hombre que lo mataron hace muchos días, hace mucho tiempo.
Y tenemos
Se olvida el nombre de él.
Betances. Betances, sí. Wow.
Ahí están todos.
Qué bien.
Todos los grandes próceres de allá.
Oh, qué bien. Wow. Bonito. Qué bien que pitaron esto.
Sí.
Y que lo tienen para que los muchachos saben historia.
Sí, porque aprenden historia.
Tengo un buen día. Well.
Ese es Juan Maribraz, que tiene la cara de fotografía.
Sí, lo voy a enseñar. Qué bien. Tenga un buen día. All right. So such a shame that they covered this guy in graffiti, but another famous lawyer, and in the middle was a famous Dominican leader of education who opened a lot of vocational schools. So I got the reason I'm starting a little bit late was because I was chatting with that gentleman over there. His name is Jerónimo, and he was telling me some crazy stories about the Lower East Side, especially in relation to Ruben Blades, who actually made a song about a guy who faked his death because he got robbed, and he seized the opportunity and then moved over to Puerto Rico to live out his final days away from a life of crime, which kind of blew me away. I forgot the guy's name, but if anyone knows the song that I'm referring to, do let me know. And the reason I started there is because we're about to walk around East River Park, which is only a few blocks away. East River Park is under the threat of being destroyed. And the reason I started right by the Taíno, at least my original plan before I was chatting with the dude, was that Taínos and the Puerto Rican people have had many false promises throughout the generations. Lands have been sold, promised to be redeveloped for all the people of Puerto Rico. May they be nature reserves, or may they be left as sacred lands of the Taínos, and they have not fulfilled those promises, and they have been resold as condominiums or mansions or other types of houses. I don't want to get into the politics of this per se, but this happens in cities all around the world, including New York. There's a park that is not so popular, I would say, at least with tourists, but it is a place where a lot of locals go, especially for morning runs. East River Park, and it is also under threat. to be resold. But why? Well, let's find out. Let's go to East River Park. Here's a few other murals. Lots of murals here in the East Village. We're starting by Avenue B and 13th Street. And we have here a mural of Robin Williams. And it says, "We miss you. Keep smiling." Even though the mural's not really smiling. Rest in peace, 2014. And the place I ended up getting my coffee is at this wonderful cafe called East Village Cafe. It used to be called B Cafe. I'm not sure if they actually changed their name. B Cup Cafe. It might still be called B Cup Cafe. Yeah, it's still called B Cup right over here. So B Cup Cafe, actually great coffee shop, is very kind of 90s style. So they have a big menu, lots of smoothies, lots of crazy sugary drinks as well. If you're a fan of like Starbucks-like drinks, you'll find it here as well in the more local shop. But of course they have some good classic iced coffee. And I got a good egg on the bagel sandwich. It's located at Avenue B and 13th Street. And they have plenty of outdoor seating now. Also, there's a lot of coffee shops all around the area, but Avenue B has been changing quite a bit. This area, as I was speaking with the gentleman who has been the local here for many years, but is originally from Puerto Rico, but before that he was originally Dominican. He was saying that this was the hot spot for all Puerto Ricans to hang out. This was Loisaida, which was a kind of a Spanishization of Lower East Side. And of course here we see the Puerto Rican flag. Do anyone knows any hospitals here? Peter, actually where I started was a hospital. So, or not a hospital, but like a care center. Here we have a flag of Ponce. I have family from Ponce. Hey Lena, nice to see you here. Loving the celebrity trying to blend in look, says Little Knob. Nope, I've had multiple people looking at me, like doing a double take, thinking I'm a celebrity. It did not happen in Mexico, but it's literally happening here, which I find very amusing.
Like she might need to put that in her back pocket.
James and Carla did a walk there 2 weeks ago, Roadrunner. Indeed they did. Indeed they did. So today's a wandering, not too much history. I'll tell you just the brief history of the park. But I've gotten in the comments a few times, oh, another vlogger did this, another vlogger did that, another live streamer explored this neighborhood, another live streamer showed that already. I've been doing this for 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. New York is only so big, so there's going to be a lot of overlap with other live streamers. But I hope you enjoy my style of showing you the place. So if you do let me know. Let me keep showing you around. I'm a nurse trying to work there, says Peter. Oh, Peter, it was called Roberto Clemente. I forgot the official name. It's called Roberto Clemente Care Center, something along those lines. Wow, lots of new luxury apartments being built here, looking like public schools. Sorry, I'm just looking at this condominium, and it does not look like a condo. It looks like a huge public school. I went to public school that looked like this. And this is also the neighborhood filled with a lot of community gardens all around. Roadrunner says it's sad that they're going to destroy this park. So we actually don't know if they're destroying the park yet. That is up in the air. But why? Well, we're going to get to the park soon, but let's go back a few years. Hurricane Sandy heads straight to New York City. At first, like a week before, people didn't think it was going to be that serious. But then New Yorkers and the nearby states started getting very, very nervous because this hurricane did not lose in strength, but was getting stronger. I was around during this time of Hurricane Sandy where things got very bad. I lost power in my area, but here was among the hard hit areas where there was several feet of flooding. Basements were indeed flooded. People had to leave their apartments. Some people even took out canoes and rafts in order to get around these areas of the Lower East Side and Alphabet City. It was pretty devastating. So that has to be changed. We have to start protecting our land. But how can we do that? Because the East River is very susceptible to rising sea levels, especially when it comes to a major hurricane-like event such as Hurricane Sandy. And then a few years before, we had Hurricane Irene, which was kind of a precursor to the natural disaster that we experienced then. Hey, Joe, you met Roberto Clemente when you were little, and you got a hero for Puerto Ricans. Roberto Clemente, one of the more famous baseball stars in all of American history, and he was from Puerto Rico. So I think the garden is closed for repair. Let me show you from the outside. So now we're really walking deep into Alphabet City. Once you start crossing Avenue C is when, once you start crossing Avenue B, the neighborhood has not changed so much yet. Hey, Aya Vlogs, we got Action Kid watching. We have Joe, Maliki. Let's congratulate Ariel. It's now gaining 80,000 plus viewers now. Yes, across Facebook and YouTube, I have about 90,000. And 200,000 on TikTok. Ariel's style is the best, very unique, says Deborah. I'm so glad you think so. New York City streamers are multiplying rapidly. Indeed they are, Ronald. Every streamer is different, says Ludo. What's your favorite part of New York, Maliki? My favorite part to hang out has always been the East Village, where I am essentially starting this walk. But we're not really going to walk through the areas I would hang out in. We're going further into it, to the park. Here we have another. Wendy says, congratulations, you deserve it. The revolution will not be televised. Ooh, this is a mural in honor of one of the greatest musicians from New York, Gil Scott-Heron. He makes amazing music. Check him out. Passed away. Maureen says you're the best. Ooh, and again, we got the Puerto Rican flag. I mentioned this many times, but I'm getting an itch that I can't cure with any cream. That itch is to go back to my motherland and show it to you on live video. Let me know if you want to join me potentially in the very near future. I can't tell you exactly when, but in the very near future, if you want to see the motherland, Puerto Rico. I've shown you Viejo San Juan. I showed you only like a week in Puerto Rico. It wasn't enough. I gotta show you more. And we'll investigate how me and some random vlogger that I did not know before, Dongo PR, check out that previous vlog I did with him here in Alphabet City in Loisaida, how we are actually cousins. And no, we're not doing the stereotypical Puerto Rican, Dominican thing where we just say we're cousins. No, we're literally cousins. If you want to see an investigation into that as well, we can dig into the archives. Susie says go to Aguadilla. Aguadilla would be on the list, yeah, because Aguadilla is a very beautiful beach town as well. All right, so I gotta navigate my way to the park. So let's see how we can get to the park. Here we're at Avenue C. And Avenue C doesn't have quite the aesthetic beauty as more of the East Village has. The neighborhood is a bit older on this part. The roads are being stripped down, so I assume they're starting to do very heavy repairs here on Avenue C. So things might be changing. All right, let's see. Miss Fancy says, it would be amazing. Hey, blue sky. Nice to see you here. Today is indeed a blue sky. Uh-oh. We have condos popping up now on Avenue C. Would you move beyond Avenue B to Avenue C? Let me know. So there used to be a saying, and I might be paraphrasing a bit because I wasn't alive during that time. But people used to say that if you were to go to Avenue A, you would be adventurous. If you were to go to Avenue B, you'll be badass. But if you go to Avenue C, you'll be crazy. And if you dare to go to Avenue D, it would be death. I'm not sure if that still applies to this day. So now we're in Avenue C. That means we're a little bit crazy. Can you take the L? Yeah, the L is nearby. The L is at Avenue A now. There's an entrance. Wendy says, I prefer crazy all the way. Okay, I have a feeling we have to go through this way, so let's see. Let's see, I think we have to go this way. Alphabet City and Hell's Kitchens were areas people avoided back in the day. Yes, that's what the gentleman in the beginning had only was telling me. Oh, look at these shorter townhouses. It's so fascinating. Sometimes you have these like huge high-rise developments, and for some reason they have also additional townhouses. Not townhouses, so maybe you can call them duplexes. Here in that are low-rise. If anyone is into urban design or construction, do let me know. Why is that the case in some of these buildings? It sounds like it's a bit windy here, says Kay. It is a bit windy. Your videos are very well filmed. Bravo, says Blue Sky. Thank you so much, Blue Sky. Whoa, what is that old factory? Whoa, that's some cool old architecture. Let's go on the main street over here. Today's a nice day to enjoy outside. It is. Donny Cadillo says, Ariel, you're right, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans are cousins. Yes, they are. But and then there's a lot of similarities between both cultures, and I'm very proud of that. But I was more referring to the stereotype, and it is indeed a stereotype, that I have experienced from my personal friends where they say, oh, that's my cousin. They're not really your cousin. It's just the dude you know in the neighborhood. People say, oh, that's my cousin. There's other cultures that do that. Kay told me that Irish people do that as well. Doreen says, why don't Dominicans and Puerto Ricans don't like each other? That is a stereotype, and that is a stereotype I don't find so accurate. So right over there, I mention this all the time, that's where Bane's lair is located in The Dark Knight Rises. The action scene happens there with Joseph Gordon-Levitt dodging a bunch of explosives. Place looks empty, says Jenna. Yeah, this is not a really trafficked area. This gets a lot quieter after Avenue B. So was this involved with grain? Oh, that's fascinating. And we got a pool over here. Dry dock pool. I wonder what this is for. And the scene still seems to be industrial. There's an entrance. Let's enter this abandoned factory. It doesn't seem to be abandoned. It seems to be a working either office or some type of industrial complex. And the bus does pass here, so if you want to kind of get directly to the park, it's take the M14D. M14D right over here. But we gotta now play Frogger across the FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt Drive. George says, just got back from a walk without a mask, and it feels great, says George. George, I feel you. I feel you. Susie, I used to hate that bus. Oh, Susie, why is that? The bus now is a lot more reliable. And we got a piragüero. Oh my God, you know you're in the Puerto Rican / Dominican neighborhood if there's a piragüero. This is excellent news. Piragua, everyone. Watch the movie In the Heights. It's a wonderful film. And there's a great number of a piragua guy. Piragua is a shaved ice vendor. And he's played in the film by Lin-Manuel Miranda, the composer and the original star of In the Heights, and then he also wrote Hamilton. Don't run under the bus, please. I won't. I won't, Ludo, don't worry. Dominicans call them frio frio. Okay, cool. So frio frio in DR, piragua in PR. Now I'm just trying to imagine if Lin-Manuel Miranda was more faithful to Dominican culture in the musical, and it would just be, instead of piragua, instead of that song, it would be frio frio, frio frio. The piraguas are refreshing on hot days. Indeed they are. Someone gotta tell these piragüeros to make a cold brew piragua. Is that the cap from Mexico? It is indeed, Christine. It is indeed the cap from Mexico. All right, how do I get to the other side? I see a walking bridge. So here we have a lot of these structures that were built during the era of Robert Moses. And Robert Moses is quite a complicated subject, but due to all the massive highway construction throughout all of New York City, and I don't really show this so close up because usually they're not really touristy areas, including this place is not touristy. During the era of Robert Moses was basically the man who ran New York City from 30s all the way to about the 60s. He ended up carving New York City to his delight, building highways crisscrossing through all the 5 boroughs. Some boroughs were more affected than others, such as the Bronx. And parts of Manhattan were also affected. The thing is, there was a lot of the highways that were constructed tend to be constructed along either immigrant or other minority locations, such as the Lebanese that used to live in the part of right by the modern day Freedom Tower, modern day World Trade Center. Lots of Lebanese were kicked out because they had to build the West Side Highway, and also that included Puerto Ricans as well. They want to displace the Puerto Ricans along the Lower East Side. And that also applied to African Americans. And thus, all these people losing their homes and also businesses had to be relocated. So what was the city to do? The city obviously had to relocate all these communities. And what they end up doing is relocating them into public housing, which we see right behind us right now. This public housing was done in the style of Le Corbusier, who was a famous French architect who believed that cities should be built in mega blocks. That was very car friendly. So you had big highways and you had mega blocks. And that was the style that Robert Moses took on. The thing is, a affordable house, apartment, does not compare to a community that's built in the tenements. Compare this to the Lower East Side. Compare this to East Village. In no way does it compare. And unfortunately, they have degraded over the decades. And that's why we have this type of affordable housing now today. And Trisha, yes, that Puerto Ricans were also displaced when they tore down San Juan Hill, which was the neighborhood depicted in the West Side Story, in order to build Lincoln Center, right? Mario, saludos desde Chile, bienvenidos. So now let's walk across. Let's make our way to East River Park. Looks like a barrio in Harlem. Yep. I mean, a lot of these areas look the same because they were built around the same time by the same, basically, urban planner, Robert Moses. Is this Peter Cooper Village? No, this is not. This is adjacent, close to Peter Cooper. All right. Which path do you want to take? You want to be very adventurous and daring and go onto the highway, jump that fence, or do you want to take the safer route and go up the elevated walkway? Vote now or forever hold your peace. Elena, desde Argentina, bienvenidos. Hey, how's everyone doing? Careful on the highways, says Wendy. Over the highways, says Babu. Safety first, says Mario. Beautiful day for taking us on the wandering. Of course, the safer route. The elevated walkway, please. I guess it seems all of you want more live videos. So you want me to stay alive in order so I can continue providing you live videos. Okay, so your wish is fulfilled. For the hydration fund. Thank you so much for the hydration fund. I appreciate you. Lots of motorized vehicles here on this. I don't think this is any more safer than the highway with all these motorized vehicles on the walkway. We got scooters, we got bikes. Orange Cat says, be careful, it's not a great area. Orange Cats, it's the middle of the day, I feel fairly safe. George says, please entertain us. I don't have cable. Aya Vlog says, yes, be safe. We want to see a Mrs. Urbanist in the future. Busy streets there on your side, Ariel. Indeed they are. So this is the FD. Goes north-south on the island of Manhattan. Or you can continue on to Queens and the Bronx. Please hydrate yourself. Diuretic and a drink that causes dehydration called iced coffee. Robert says, was that Action Kid? Scooter. Maybe it was. Little urbanist too, so that he will continue your legacy. for a long time and didn't know this. My pleasure. I'm so glad. Hey, how's it going? We have a fellow urbanist. Everyone give hearts. If you watched the replay, do let us know who you were. He seems to be on the mission. He almost collided with the railing. Be safe, urbanists, fellow urbanists. Everyone give hearts to who said hello. I've seen them before, so pardon me. It might be someone I've seen many times before. Is that Edmund? All right, here we are at John V. Lindsay East River Park. John Lindsay being one of the mayors of New York. We have entered the East River Park. This park is under the threat of being destroyed, ravaged by the city. We got benches, and we got bathrooms. We got dog parks, and we got tractors. We got the whole 9 yards. Are we in the Bronx or Manhattan? This is Manhattan. Manhattan. We got the water taxi. Ooh, this is an NYU water taxi. I want to ride that. Any NYU students out there, hit me up. Invite me over to the NYU ferry. Corvette says it's like walking through Division 2 in real life. Hey, Anthony, it's not my birthday yet. It's my birth week. I will be going live at some point this upcoming few days, and it will be my birthday. But that day is not today. Just gotta stay tuned. I mean, there's only so many days left. Wow. Look at these views. The water taxi goes fast. Yeah, it does. Yeah, the ferries here go very fast. Luckily, the East River isn't too rough. Well, it's rough if you're canoeing, but it's not rough for a motorized or electrified ferry. Did the ferry say NYU Langon? Yes. I'm not sure how to pronounce Langon? Langon? Yes, that is the other campus in Upper Manhattan. Corvette says, happy early birthday, dude. New subscriber, watched the Villa episode. Pretty awesome tour. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in, Corvette. And thank you so much for subscribing. Evelyn dice, ¿cuándo es? Ya mismo va a ser el cumpleaños mío. Oh, you got a full week like me, says Anthony. Indeed. Full birth week. Babu says, why are they closing the park? To build more high-rises? All right, so this is where things get tricky. So I'll tell you this now before we continue walking around the park. Why is this park under danger? Well, this was built in the 1930s by the man himself, the urban planner that displaced hundreds of thousands of people in New York City, especially specifically minorities, which he did not himself like. And this is true. This is not a reading or a subtext into Robert Moses. He literally has said he did not enjoy specific minorities. Like verbatim, like explicitly. It wasn't implicit. But for that, you can read the book The Power Broker by Robert Caro, or check out many documentaries on him. Nonetheless, ironically, this man, at the same time, might have hated walkable neighborhoods charming, beautiful places like Greenwich Village, what used to be San Juan Hill. But at the same time, very weirdly enough, he enjoyed parks. And he did build so many wonderful parks all around the city, including this one right over here, East River Park. He built this in the 1930s out of landfill. And landfill was accumulated, I assume, by the nearby highways that were constructed. So this is his work, Robert Moses. And I would say this is one of his better attributes, was the fact that he did build parks. The thing is, right over here, we got water. Lots of water. And when a hurricane comes or something worse, this water rises and surges very quickly. The thing is, Lower East Side is pretty low in elevation, so a small surge will flood most of Lower East Side and the East Village and Lower Manhattan. That happened during Hurricane Sandy. So New York City is now in the dilemma. They have to build water barges or breakers of waves. They have to build a system, structures that will prevent the surges from coming into the city. This is one of the most vulnerable spots in the entire area of Lower Manhattan, right here where we're standing, modern day East River Park. So the plan of the city is to completely destroy the park and rebuild it from the ground up in order to make it safe against these storm surges. But this is where New Yorkers get a little bit nervous, because that sounds like an excellent idea. I agree with that idea. We should protect our city. And if a park has to go for a short while as we build it higher elevation and also make the city safe against floods, then more power to it. Thing is, the city wants to spend more than upwards of $1 billion, which is not too bad. We should have the money to prevent a massive natural disaster that costs the city in the tens of billions of dollars or more. So yes, money is not really an issue. What's an issue is time. They say they're going to take about 5 years to rebuild the park. And this gets a lot of New Yorkers very nervous, because this has happened before in the city and other places around the world. Oh, we're going to take 5 years. But what happens if the city starts running out of money in these next 5 years? And then they say, oh, we actually don't have the money. Ooh, the city will be like, this is awkward. No, we actually don't have the money. We can't finish this beautiful park. Ah, darn, we can't finish this park. What can we do in order not to be in financial ruin? What can we do? Oh, dear New Yorkers. Oh, wait a minute. I got an idea. We already have enough parks. Let's sell this to private development. Let's make a huge new neighborhood for the maybe mega wealthy. Definitely not for the middle class. That won't give enough money up front. It might give money in the long term. Might give, I don't know, hundreds of millions of dollars in the long term. And studies have shown that yes, if you build great middle class neighborhoods, you will get a lot of money in the long term. But that's long term. You gotta make, the city wants to make that money in the short term. So what happens if the city says, okay, let's make a new Hudson Yards here along what used to be East River Park? And that's what gets people nervous. So the park is indeed very close to being destroyed, and some people in the city don't want it to be destroyed because they're afraid that New York City will pull a Hudson Yards on them. So who knows? Let me know what you think as we walk around. And again, let's avoid speaking about particular politicians. Let's not get into the politics of it. Let's get into the urban design of it. So over there is basically the beginning. So we're gonna walk southward. Mario says they'll pull another Hudson Yards. Bobby also says they'll pull another Hudson Yards. You have to pay to get in. I'm sorry for these trees. They're pretty short. It's because we're mostly on landfill, so yeah. I assume it's a little bit tough to grow sometimes on these landfill areas. Hermes says New York City will absolutely do this, and that's why in the beginning of this video I quite didn't do it according to plan, because I was chatting with the gentleman. But my point is that they've done this also in Puerto Rico, where many beautiful natural landscapes have been redeveloped. And I'm all for redevelopment, but perhaps we should build taller in places that are already developed rather than replacing parkland. Because the thing is, this is convenient for the actual developers. And let's take a small break because I gotta finish off this coffee and take a swig of water. Oh, all right, we're gonna do a bench test as well. So these are interesting chairs. I like this. I used to have barbecues here when I was a little kid. Of course, I mentioned I'm New Yorican. Most of my family, all my family is Puerto Rican. I had family here, and a lot of my family had Puerto Rican friends. And they were mostly based in these neighborhoods, like the East Village, Lower East Side, Alphabet City, etc. And this would be one of the spots I would go often as a little kid to have barbecues with family friends. And everyone would be speaking Spanish, of course. We'd be eating typical kind of Puerto Rican barbecued goods. And there might be rum involved. I wasn't drinking, of course, because I was little. And it was fond memories from my childhood. This area has indeed changed, and I doubt that there's that many barbecues happening any longer in this park, but I don't know for sure. If anyone knows, do let me know. But I was saying that it's convenient for developers. Again, let's not get into the politics. Let's talk more about the economics or about the urban design. It's convenient for developers to convince the city, to lobby the city, and this could apply to literally any city in the world, but it's a little bit easier to do in the US and a few other cities in Western Europe, to convince the city to take over the land, claim eminent domain, or replace parkland, and convince the city to sell it. And the city does get a big payout in the immediate future, in the immediate now. For the next few years, they might have a few billion. But after that, the city really doesn't make much money because the place is uber rich. There's not that many people living here, so there's less taxes to be collected. And then also the stores not necessarily are so touristy because they're so expensive. It gets very complicated. Of course, I'm oversimplifying. So it is beneficial for a mega developer to convince the city to sell a park like this. It's more convenient for the developer than it is for any normal New Yorker. And while I think we should live in the city where we do build for every income class, from the uber rich to people who can't afford to really live in a typical apartment. We should build for all income classes, but we should remember that New York should be for people who are already here. And if we're building for uber riches that are coming from other countries, then they don't even live here and they don't open up businesses here, is that really worth it in the long term? Do we want empty apartments that are in the millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, but are left empty most of the year, and that those people don't really contribute much to the local community or structure of New York? Sure, they're paying maybe some taxes, but not that much compared to maybe housing many more thousands of maybe middle-class people in the same type of new neighborhood. So that's why, in my opinion, they should rebuild. They should build higher in places that are already developed, rather than trying to make a new Hudson Yards in an already beautiful park area. Maybe they should, of course, build it for protection against flooding, but we still need our parks. And yeah, let me know what you think. This is a comfy chair. I like this as a bench. No shade whatsoever. No shade. But no bird poo too. So it's a good place to get a tan and sit down and relax and have maybe a good game of dominoes here. So this is a good bench. I would give this, and we have beautiful views of the Williamsburg waterfront. So I would give this a good, and it's comfy chair. It's actually really comfy. I would give this an 8.7. This is an 8.7 bench. Everyone, an 8.7, very comfy chairs. I absolutely love how they're sloped. It has a little tiny concave over here, you know, nice slope here. So it's perfect for your behind and a big table. Dea says, you are a people person. New York City hasn't been for people for the last 2 decades. Well, there are parts that are for people. And not all hope is lost, in my opinion. But I get where you're coming from. I would say not all hope is lost. Look at this tiny little ship. Not gonna lie, they seem uncomfortable. They are not uncomfortable from my point of view. I can see why they look uncomfortable. And it wasn't even too hot, despite it being under the sun. What is this ship? It's nice. It's going fast as well. And the waves are big today. It's a tugboat, says Susan. A red hoodie says go to the beach. Wrong. Wrong channel. Not that type of channel to go to the beach too often. Though I may show you, if I have good service, I may show you the beaches of Santorini. At least a little small portion of it. These are the views of the Williamsburg waterfront. Another favorite neighborhood of mine. Those are the first high-rises to be built in Williamsburg back in 2008, 2009. And the newer high-rises to be built in this area. There's one, and there's one behind it. So there's 2. But there's about to be a few more right there in that area. So we're gonna see a new skyline in Williamsburg. Look at this charming park. Here are the barbecues. Everyone, the barbecues are right over here, which is nice. Easy Peasy says, is that Gulf or a river? It's technically a tidal estuary. That's the official name of this body of water. But the East Tidal Estuary does not roll off the tongue. Let me know if you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does roll off the tongue. Hence, that's why it's called the East River. Patty sent 350 stars. Thank you so much. this month, Facebook is doubling all the stars I get. Stars are basically super chats, tips, small tips if you enjoy this show. They're doubling it. So if I get 3,500 stars, they're giving me an extra double of those stars is worth. So thank you everyone who's been giving stars. And if you enjoy the show and you're watching from Facebook, now is your chance. Let's make Facebook fork over some more money. All right, let's continue walking around. Here's a track field. Lots of people tanning today. Back in a hoodie during this type of... If anyone can let me know, why do some people do that? Here's my ride. It's coming in. No, hey guys, I'm here. No, I'm not in Brooklyn. No, I'm over here. Hey. What? These damn helicopter drivers. Where are you going? I told you East River Park, and now Long Island City Park. Alright, now I gotta walk. Uber, helicopter, you're getting 1 star. 1 star. Got the wrong park. Damn it. Let me know if you've gone through that before. A helicopter landing in the wrong place. Easy peasy, yes. Are there crocodiles or sharks? No, the crocodile myth, I think, comes from a crocodile that was let loose. But that only happened once. And then sharks you'll encounter more in the New Jersey coast and Long Island coast have had a few reported shark incidents, but they're very rare. Victoria says it happens to you all the time. Yeah, those damn helicopter drivers. They don't know where they're going. Joanne sent 100 stars. Yeah, Joanne. Roadrunner, you ran a 10K today. Whoa, impressive. Congratulations, I'm glad you're running a 10K. Sue sent 50 stars. So we're walking on water right now. Have you ever walked down Riverside Drive? Many times, Jerry. Many. Countless times. Like, I've done so many walks along Riverside Drive. This, I've only walked maybe twice before in my entire 5 years. So today... Hey, when we get there, is the boathouse possible to work around as some documents seem to show? Or is it being vacated? Anthony, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you referring to the ferry? The ferry is very easy to access. You only need to buy a ticket for $2.75. Otherwise, I'm not sure how to ride a private boat in New York City. That I don't have any experience with. I would love to someday own a boat and drive it along the East River. That'd be awesome. Is that the Williamsburg Bridge? Yes, it is. Williamsburg Bridge. Built in 1908. Originally called the Jews' Highway. It was a derogatory term because a lot of Jewish people that originally hailed from Eastern Europe and Russia that settled in the Lower East Side started escaping the overcrowded tenements and heading into Brooklyn for a new start. And thus they mostly walked because of course, they didn't own a horse and carriage. They mostly walked across the Williamsburg Bridge in order to get to all these neighborhoods in Brooklyn, starting with Williamsburg. And that's why to this day, a lot of the Jewish neighborhoods, almost all the biggest Jewish neighborhoods of Brooklyn are along Bedford Avenue. You follow Bedford Avenue, you'll see all the major Jewish neighborhoods. Oh, now he's coming back. Okay, good. Good. All right. You got lost for a little bit. You better land over here. Hey, bro. I'm over here. No. Where are you going? No. Ah. He's lost. Damn Uber drivers. All right. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Okay, everyone. No helicopter ride for today. The Uber driver is lost. He doesn't know where to go. Is the wind warm? It is. It's not so hot today, just very sunny. Layla says you're funny. Layla, I'm not joking around. Like, I commute via helicopter on a daily basis. This is uncalled for. Hey, Aya says, hey everyone, we have 400 people tuning in and we only have 168 likes. Please smash that like button. Yes, definitely do smash that like button. Like that helicopter is smashing the pedal and going way too fast and missing me every time. This boat. Who wants to ride a boat like that? Nice place to walk, Ariel. It is indeed. I highly recommend it. I would encourage you check it out during sunrise, because you'll see the sunrise coming from behind Brooklyn. Hermie says, well, I didn't know about the horrible name of the Williamsburg Bridge. You grew up in Bedford Ave. Yeah. That is a yacht. Oh, it is. Okay. East River State Park is a different park in Williamsburg. It is. Susie, thank you so much for clarifying. This is East River Park, and it's part of New York City. But I think Susie has a good point. East River State Park might be owned by New York State, not the city. But do correct me if I'm wrong. There's definitely different logos right over here. East River State Park. Babu says that's a yacht. Okay. Who wants to ride on a yacht? Let us know. Beautiful bridge. Absolutely love it. So is JFK International Airport over there? No, JFK International Airport is located in the borough of Queens. So here, Queens is over here. You have to go all the way down this way. Basically, all the way on the other side is JFK. When will they open Ariel Vieira Park System? Many decades from now. Where should Ariel Vieira Park be? Let me know in the comments. Ooh, another boat. I want to get on that one. Chun says yes. Thanks, Ariel. My pleasure, Chun. Where are you now? Says Mohan. Along the beautiful East Tidal Estuary. We're no longer calling it a river. Let's be more specific, because East Tidal Estuary rolls off the tongue beautifully. So we are at the East Tidal Estuary in East Tidal Estuary Park in Manhattan. This is Manhattan. New York City, one of the 5 boroughs. More Manhattan down there. We got Brooklyn over here. We got Queens over there. We got the Bronx. We can't see it from this angle. And that's it, right? That's it. There's no more other boroughs. Those are the only 4 boroughs. Wait, am I forgetting a borough? No. Those are the only 4 boroughs. Okay, yeah. 4 boroughs. Stunning views, wowzer. It is. Hey! Tajinder says there's 5? What? Wait. Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, and I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. Anyways, here we have beautiful views. And we're starting to see the rest of the skyline. But cool thing is, here, from this angle, since the East River bends, we're seeing the Brooklyn skyline, actually. I almost mistaken that for the Manhattan skyline. But look at that. That is the Brooklyn downtown Brooklyn skyline. Wow, it's easy to get it confused from this perspective. So right there we see the Brooklyn Navy Yard where I stopped before. It is one of the worst ferry stops in terms of closeness to anything. It's pretty far away from the subway. So fair warning if you take the ferry there. But if you like walking, it's a nice walk up to downtown Brooklyn. And here we have the Williamsburg Savings Tower Bank. Wait, always get that mixed up. Williamsburg Savings Bank Tower. It's the most phallic building in all of New York. And we have over here more of the new skyscrapers in Brooklyn. So one of them is touted to be bigger than the Empire State Building. Still hasn't been fully constructed, but it's getting taller every day. Babu says, aren't they all phallic? Well, that one's specifically more phallic. Like, just look at it. It's very obvious with that particular building. Like that building even has a tip, ladies and gentlemen. I mean a dome. Yeah. Anyways, here's the train passing through. Ah, so beautiful. I love these views. And let's take before we start getting too away from it. Hey, Satu left 1,000 yen. Satu is so kind. He gave 1,000 yen. Thank you so much, Satu. I think 1,000 yen was around $10. Thank you so much. Hope all is well in Japan. Can't wait to go. Roadrunner says Staten Island is a borough too. What island? Which one are you referring to? What island? Isn't that a ferry? There's an island that attached to the ferry? Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I've been living here. Trust me, I've been living here my entire life. My entire life. And in my entire life, I've only been to 4 boroughs. I don't know what you're talking about. Here's the New York City ferry. I mean, come on. The ferry only goes to 4 boroughs. if the ferry doesn't get there, like, is it a borough? Okay, in all seriousness, I know I have offended the entirety of Staten Island out there, all of Richmond County. There is 5 boroughs. Staten Island is one of them. And maybe I'll go one day. Maybe I'll go. But yes. And I heard it's lovely. I heard. There's been rumors. But they're only rumors to me since, you know, barely. Let me know. What should I visit in Staten Island? I still need recommendations. What's a good walkable area of Staten Island? Let me know in the comments. Alfonso recommends Staten Island and St. George in Staten Island. Doreen recommends going to the landfill, which is turning into a beautiful park. It's not going to be open yet. It's going to be open many years from now, but I can't wait to go when it's open. Go to Clover Lakes and the Staten Island Zoo. Debbie says, see, now you have to do a tour of Staten Island. And walking around the neighborhood and the waterfront. Ooh, Babu, thank you. Apparently there are, what? Nudo says there are coffee shops in Staten Island? Really? Oh, that changes everything. Wait a minute, if there's coffee shops in Staten Island? Oh, okay. Now I'm convinced. What next? Are you gonna say there's great pizza over there? Oh, okay. Don't overhype Staten Island, guys. A walk that doesn't go into deep water, says Diana. Indeed. What is this? What is this? If anyone can let me know. Did this used to be a fountain? Yogi says, can this be called a river? No, it's not a river. It's a tidal estuary. Hence, this is the East Tidal Estuary. We're changing the name. No longer will this be called East River. We gotta be specific. We can't call bodies of water by the wrong name. This is the East Tidal Estuary, and we are in East Tidal Estuary Park. Linda says, why don't you like Staten Island? No, nothing personal, Linda. It's just it's an inside joke among New Yorkers. Even Staten Island itself, there's been several movements that Staten Island does not want to be part of New York. So it's both ways. It's a two-way joke. Nothing personal. I know, like, trust me, I know like a Staten Islander. I know like 2. I know 2 Staten Islanders. I'm cool. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I got a Staten Island friend. That absolves me from these jokes. I got a Staten Island friend. Alright? Oh, another boat. Hey, invite me over. Brian, thank you so much for 50 stars. I appreciate that. Hey, Hermes says, I bought my first home there. Please don't tell anyone. Okay, Hermes, your secret is safe with us. Did the Heights open? Heights is already out. In the Heights is already out. Felix says, you're correct, Ariel, but my heart is still with the name East River. Hey, Brian. Beautiful day out in New York. It is indeed. It's a shipping barge, yeah? I love seeing the barges passing through. Okay, now we're getting close to approaching the Williamsburg Bridge from below. And this is actually a pretty epic photo opportunity. You're about to see it. Oh, look. Well, it used to be a water dispenser, but not anymore. I think it's broken. They made it look into like a surfboard. And there's a little... Doesn't work anymore. Huh, that's nice. That's clever. Now, that square building reminds me of La Défense in Paris. Yes, it has a similar architectural style to La Défense. Both of them. Yeah. Picard says vandals. Yeah. I wouldn't be 100% sure, Picard. It looks like it might have been the city. They have dismantled it. Have you ever walked across the Williamsburg Bridge? I have. You know, one of my first live videos that I did on my own after I stopped working with a media company was along the Williamsburg Bridge. While the bridge has its charm and definitely has its interesting history, the walk is pretty boring. If you're gonna go across the Williamsburg Bridge, might as well get a bike or do a scooter, because the walk is not so interesting, in my opinion. Or take the J train instead. Think said it was for washing fish. So it's nice and fly. Good point. I'm not entirely sure. That water fountain over there. Hey, we got Susan. Susan's hanging out at East Tidal Estuary Park. Susie says, I almost biked across the bridge, but fear got to me. Or no, Susan. Ludo, do I do trash can review? No. Only benches. Benches and avocado toasts. Only two things I review. Photo opportunity time over here. Some people have done really interesting shots over here. You can do this in the Manhattan Bridge, but it's nowhere near as pretty. So here you have unobstructed views directly. The train's passing overhead. This is a good thumbnail shot. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna need good screenshotters out there. Like Kay, we got Mona, good screenshotters. We're gonna take a thumbnail shot. Which one? And if you do a telephoto lens, you end up getting a cool perspective. So, pro tip, you can do a wide angle if you want to capture the entire look of the bridge. But if you have a friend, you're taking their photo, do this. Go in 2x. And in 2x, have the friend stand very far away from your friend. And do 2x. And then it condenses the space, so you get to see more of that bridge. This is probably a more interesting way of doing this, especially if you do it in portrait mode as opposed to landscape like I'm at right now. post looked like the bridge was a monster mouth about to eat you, says Donald. Exactly. Booyah. That's how one gets views. Make it look like a monster movie. Make it look like Cloverfield. Put your head in the center. Oh. Ooh. It's like a New York crown. That's good. That's good. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's fun. So highly recommend coming to this park. For these views alone, it's really cool. Ronald says, now all I need is clickbait. Indeed I do. What should be the clickbait title? I already did a very dramatic one with this live video. Can you walk now, says Mark. No, Mark. No more walking, Mark. I mentioned this before. This live video channel, we stay still. Ooh, cool shot with the boat passing by. Mark, this is a purely standing still live video streaming channel. Instead of a girl in a hot tub, it's me standing still in the random street corner. It gets all the views. All right, so where are we right now? We're at the Williamsburg Bridge. Yeah, I gotta walk this way. Okay, cool. So you continue a little bit further down, you'll hit one of the very first piers in the downtown Manhattan area, where you can catch the state cruises, which is a really cool cruise company. It circumnavigates all of New York City. I've done it before. But we're basically reaching the end of the park, and let's see how to get out of this park. How do we get out? Or are we stuck forever, eternally in the park? Place your bets now. The grass needs to be cut. Indeed it does. Seems they're planting a garden. Gian says, I appreciate all your tours. Gwen says, be still and know you are loved. Indeed, Gwen. Indeed, Gwen. It pays off to be still. Oh, we got a white butterfly. How did we get there? Bob, how are you doing? Bob, you're getting a tan? You're looking a bit skinny, Bob. Bob needs some food, ladies and gentlemen. He's looking a little bit skinny. But he has he seems to have gotten a nice haircut. Nice pigeon pruning. Feather pruning. Oh, and look who's there. Frank. He wants to build the condos. Frank likes his condos. Scouting the area. He works with the developers. Be careful when you see Frank the pigeon around. It's the big furry pigeon. That guy. I think he works with the developers because he likes these mansions and these condos. He's always right by them. So watch out where he's at. He's probably already looking. He's like, yeah, I'm buying this spot. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a multi-million-dollar development with only like 10 apartments. Mary says, have you noticed there's not that many birds around? Yeah, I've noticed that. I'm not entirely sure why. If anyone knows, do pigeons like migrate or... Yeah, I've noticed less than before. I hope there's no operations by the city in reducing their population. That would be very sad. So here we have the walkway. So we're gonna make our way towards the Lower East Side. And I'll show you how to get across the bridge. And we have people biking it. Babu says it's illegal to feed birds now. Indeed it is. Oh, that might be the reason. Yeah. I wonder if they enforce it with people who have pigeon coops on their rooftops. So there are people who are becoming activists. Say if you love this park, vote for, I won't say the name. This is not a political channel. Orange Cat says all the pigeons have gone to the Bronx. Babu said maybe if you leave food on the ground. Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you, Babu. So Babu said that sometimes they do stop people from feeding pigeons in the street or in the parks. I know it was a big deal in London. They were giving hefty fines. Babu says, what is wrong with pigeons? I don't know. There's a lot of hate against pigeons. I guess they replicate a lot very fast, and the thing is, they do poop, and when they do poop, it does increase the chances of disease transmission. Love. Doves. So pigeons and doves are closely related. Same family. They just are different colors. Italians believe that being pooped on. Oh yeah, same thing here in America. I got pooped on many times in my life. And has always brought good luck. Ronald says, hope to see Ubish on your Greek trip. Ubish is based in Mexico City, so you won't see him in Greece. But maybe we'll meet another Ubish-like content creator / tour guide. Have I ever eaten a pigeon, a waitress? Oh no, I can't bear the sight of eating one of Bob's cousins. But I have indeed eaten, there's a tiny little bird that is eaten in Puerto Rico. Not a pigeon. I don't think they're related to pigeons. I forgot the name. But yeah, there's a smaller bird in Puerto Rico that is sometimes eaten, but it's pretty rare. It's more of a delicacy. And then in England, I tried pheasant. Here, it's a little bit harder to find pheasant. Squab? Squab might be from North America. That might be similar, yeah. I've tried squab before, yeah. Donald says Ubish was great. Building owners resent guano, which is corrosive and sticks wherever it is. Yes, so the guano is the excretion of the pigeons. Yeah, I can imagine it does cause bad corrosion. Oh, what time is it? So if we walk straight ahead, we'll reach Lower East Side. Oh, Diana says squab is pigeon. Oh, is that the poultry is chicken? that type of name. Hey, Kay says, thank you for everyone sending stars. Yes, thank you everyone sending stars and super chats and PayPals. We've had a few PayPalers, Lorraine, Roberto, Robert, Eddie Cano and his family, and a few others. Okay. It's 2:45. Uh-oh. Very soon. So I'm going to show you the border of Loisaida. We're gonna go to the border of Loisaida, so you know how far away the park really is from this area. Ah, beautiful public school. Yeah, so right now we are right next to Loisaida, but the area where you would hang out in for like food and restaurants is just a few more blocks, so we'll end over there right at that border, so you get an idea how long it takes. And I'm walking at a pretty quick pace. Hey Pawan, nice to see you here. Assalamu alaikum. Jacqueline, Loisaida, yes. Would you say 14th Street is the border of the northern part of the park? Almost. It's a little bit below 14th Street, but yes. And that's the border of the East Village. But now we're in the Loisaida, just a little bit further down. So you can see how much we walked. We saw that pipe, that smokestack earlier. Wendy is trying to keep up with my pace. Here's a nice little park. Nice walk, especially during the daytime and good weather. Order with some food or some coffee at Loisaida. There's a lot of options. And then once you get to Loisaida, maybe take a nice break at a coffee shop or some smaller restaurant. Then you can easily continue your walking throughout downtown Manhattan. Tribeca is close, Soho is close, downtown Manhattan and Chinatown are close. Can you do a mini map on the screen, says Mark? Only when I do higher productions. Right now, it's not doable if I do a live video on my own with a phone. But when I do live videos with my friend Cliff, who runs an awesome production company called the Streamcast Network, those episodes have a mini map. Ideally, they'll be happening once a month. Stay tuned. Also, I have some interesting news. My two amazing live streamers, they do live streams and they're YouTubers. They're marathon walkers. I featured them before. They're called Highly Varlet. And it's a beautiful couple who walks a marathon every single day 5 times a week. It's 26 miles 5 times a week. Crazy amount of walking. And they show their walks on live video, on vlogs, on 360 videos. They're actually getting married. And they asked me to be their official wedding live streamer. Not videographer, but actual live streamer. And in essence, their MC for their wedding. And it's all being live streamed on their channel. We're very happy for me to mention it. Do this with my live stream jobs, but I think some of you might be interested in this. And it's unconventional since we're walking around, so it is relevant to urbanists. Thus, I'm shouting it out. Check it out. Highly Varlet. It's going to be on Sunday from 12 till about 6 p.m. It's a very long live stream. So if you want to check it out, want to see a very long walk, I won't be live on Urbanist, but I'll be live there, live streaming a literal wedding. It's going to be very fun. Highly Varlet, if anyone wants to put the name in the comments. This is a good opportunity for you. Yes, this is what I do for live streaming, but this is one of the rare opportunities where what I'm doing for freelance is relevant to urbanists. Michelle says, oh, they're getting married. Yes, they are. So feel free to tune in. It's going to be a public video on their YouTube. Highly Varlet. Highly, like, I think highly of you. Mark says, I always thought New York only had really tall buildings, but it's just Manhattan. Well, yeah, I mean, there are parts of Manhattan that are still pretty low rise, but yes, Manhattan has much more taller buildings than even most cities around the world. There's only very few cities that compete in terms of height. But once you get into Queens or Brooklyn or Staten Island or the Bronx, you do see more lower rise buildings and even suburbs and single family housing. Here it is. Highly Varlet on YT. I'll be sharing the video link that Sunday morning. Can you see really high skyscrapers from this location? No, not from this perspective. If we were to get onto the bridge, yes, but not here specifically. Ronald says, getting married to each other, right? Yes, they are. They're getting married to each other. They're a couple. Yes. Ronald. Sylvia says, I found them all awesome. What's that stone structure to your right? So this is the bridge. And this is the grand entrance to the Williamsburg Bridge. Grand entrance. So here we have, you can go to Brooklyn, to Williamsburg. June says, I discovered there are museums in Santa. Yeah, there are. So here we are, Lower East Side. Let's cross the street. A lot of stuff here. Highly recommend coming to Lower East Side. You'll enjoy it. It's another great foodie neighborhood. You can eat really well for a little bit lower price than you would in Midtown. They're very interesting meals. Now, the Williamsburg Bridge is the most bicycle trafficked bridge in the world. The most bicycled over bridge in the world. So many bicycles pass through this bridge. That's why I would recommend bicycling. It's a lot more pleasant. Susie, I saw the In the Heights in the Regal over here. So yeah, right over here there's a movie theater, but there's also the Essex Street Market. Amazing food court with great local vendors. If you want to try some good Puerto Rican food or Dominican food, they have it there. There's also some good South American food specifically. And yeah, this is a cool bridge. I agree. Ronald says, just in case on Sunday, if you need rescue, you can blink twice. Alright.
You not over there?
So, Kat's Deli is indeed a few blocks away, very nearby. One of my favorite donut shops called Donut Plant is nearby as well. Highly recommend it. One of the top donuts in my opinion. And there's many other awesome restaurants here. I've mentioned many times other places here. So thank you everyone so much for watching this live video across the East Tidal Estuary Park. I was just joking around. The official name is... Now we can tell we're in the Loisaida with all the booming music. I was just joking around. The official name is East River Park. So hopefully the park remains intact, or they rebuild it, make New York City safer against flooding. But hopefully they do that and stick to the plan. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I'll see you Saturday. I'll be back live. I'll be back live tomorrow as well on Thursday. And also I'll be live tonight at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. I'm exploring a Brazilian neighborhood, Astoria, Queens, with a Brazilian vlogger that I'm supposed to meet like right now. I'll see you at 6 p.m. and then at 1 p.m. I'll be back live as well. And then one of those days is my birthday. It's one of those days between today and, of course, it's not gonna be Sunday because I'm not gonna live stream a wedding on my birthday. But between those days, it's my birthday. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. I gotta learn not to do this in Greece. I heard showing your palm is a very bad thing in Greece. So I'll take advantage and do it right now. Here's my palm. You won't see it in Greece because this is an insult. Have a good day, everyone. Ludo, thank you so much for a €5. I appreciate you. Have a good day, everyone.